Hey folks, welcome back. This is Chris in the Western Cape down near Stanford. If you've not been out this way, you should check it out. I'm here with Honeybee Heroes, and I'm with Tamara, who is with Honeybee Heroes, and we're talking a little bit about what's going on here with the bees. So Tamara, I'd say welcome, but I'm visiting you.
Yes, you're welcome to Western Cape and to Honeybee Heroes, especially the Honey House.
Well, thanks. That's what this building is called, the Honey House.
Yes.
Why?
So Honey House we've actually got two entities. Honeybee Heroes is the non-profit, and we have Honey House, which is the for-profit, and we use their space, and it's Honey House. But I suppose it's got a nice name because this is where all the honey is harvested, so double meaning.
Oh, so you actually do the work in here
yes.
Okay, you pull the combs and do everything. So do they sell the honey?
Yes, we do sell honey as well under the Honey House label, and you can find that in various farm stalls and spa. I think it's also starting to stock.
At pod styles, can you find it there as well? Or?
Yes, okay. I know like Howhook and Peregrine farm stalls.
Okay, excellent. So the Honeybee Heroes is not the brand. That's the nonprofit that raises money to produce new hives, to sponsor the hives so that we protect bees.
100%, yes. So Honeybee Heroes, we started because we wanted to conserve our Cape honeybee specifically, but we do advocate for all pollinators because they are all equally important.
Do you have wasps or hornets in South Africa?
We do have, but they're not a problem like they are
in America.
The US,
yeah,
yes.
They can be quite nasty in the US. I don't care if they pollinate. I hate them. We also have yellow jackets, which a lot of people mistake for bees, but they're not bees.
No. We've also got some yellow jackets, and I know that they are also predators for our
They're
bees.
aggressive with people too.
Yes.
They like to be trouble. And whenever if you spill a soft drink, a can of Coke or something like that, just a few moments later in the summertime, there's yellow jackets.
Oh, really? Oh, here you're going to have your honeybees. They're going to go back, do a dance, and then the rest will come back.
I'm pretty happy. Look what we found.
Yes.
High concentration. No, they love that stuff. So we covered the different types of honey earlier. These aren't all the types of South Africa, are they?
No,
just a sampling.
Yes. So this is some of the ones we have found, and we find that are nice, that taste quite great.
Now, what about clover? Do you raise clover in South Africa? And if so, do they make honey from clover?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
But we don't have it. It's not like a huge.
We raise a lot of clover for cattle forage, that sort of thing, for the wintertime.
Yeah, I see on our side it's more lucerne.
Yeah.
That will provide for our livestock here.
Okay. So the Honeybee Heroes, how exactly does that work? I mean, can people sponsor a hive? And if so, how do they do it? Where do they find out about it?
Yeah, so you can visit honeybeeheroes.co.za. Was it honeybeeheroes.com now? Goodness.
Oh, have you changed it?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. Let me just I think it's .com.
All right, check one of those. Honeybeeheroes.com or .co.za. I've been telling everybody .co.za, so if I misled you, my apologies.
I could be misleading you too. But you can go on there.
Fake news.
You can go and adopt a hive there. Currently, it's 2,900 Rand for the first year. With that, you'll get a little adoption pack, which will come with 6 jars of honey, 3 fynbos and 3 wildflower varietals. You'll get an adoption certificate, a honey dipper, and some other little goodies. So you'll get that.
You get hoodies.
No, other little goodies. Sorry.
Oh, goodies. I heard hoodies.
It's my South African accent.
I heard hoodies. It is wintertime in South Africa.
Yes, we'll get there eventually. So keep an eye out. We will eventually.
Well, speaking of that, you do sell branded veldskin or fellies.
Yes. So we've got a partnership with Veldskin. For every 10 pairs of fellies we sell with our Honeybee Heroes bee on, they will adopt a hive.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
I visited Jim Green Shoewear in Pietermaritzburg. And they have those African Ranger boots.
Yes, I have seen them a lot on Instagram, actually. They look great.
I have those boots. They're amazing.
Really?
They gave me a pair. Thank you, guys. But for every 10 pair they sell, they donate a pair to a ranger somewhere at a game park in Africa.
Wow,
Isn't that cool?
Yes.
So it's people working together to try to help others out. And it isn't necessarily, when you help each other out, it isn't always those who are downtrodden. It's also helping worthwhile causes. In this case, bees are critically important as an insect to pollinate. A lot of crops in America, like 30% of our economy is dependent on the bees. If it wasn't for the bees, we wouldn't be able to raise a whole bunch of crops.
Exactly, yeah. In South Africa, 50 crops rely, or just over 50 crops rely on
commercial
pollinators.
Crops.
Yes.
And not just wild, fynbos or other plants that require.
Yeah. So if they were to go extinct, our diets would not be balanced at all, and we'd probably come up with different kinds of sicknesses and nutritional deficiencies.
Sure. And it's also would take a lot of the variety out of what we have available to eat.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
Very
just
bland
from a
hives.
flavor and food and a cuisine standpoint, that would kind of suck.
Yes.
I mean, if I had to eat pop every day, I'd be pretty sad.
Exactly. And you look at a very bland environment too. It wouldn't be very bright and colorful.
Yeah, there'd be no pretty
It'd just be
colors.
green.
Yeah. So the bees pollinate things like the protea and some of the other flowers we find in the fynbos?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
So especially our Cape honeybee, they love the fynbos. Yeah, and you definitely need to try our fynbos honey. It's
I did.
something incredible.
It's to die for.
Yeah, so it was actually your favorite
Or to
one.
steal, yes. Well, it just beat out the lucerne, which is like a 12-year-old kid getting some candy.
Yes.
Yeah, these two I love the most, but the fynbos and the lucerne are very good. But yes, it was my favorite amongst them. So interesting. So how long have you been doing this? I mean, have you always been a beekeeper? Did your parents beekeepers? Did you grow up a beekeeper, or did you like have an epiphany one day, or did like somebody dump you here in the middle of nowhere? Because we are in the middle of nowhere. It's 10 kilometers on a dusty road, and then you turn off, and then you got to go up in the woods. And I kept waiting for people to jump out of the woods with spikes and attack me. But I mean, how did you wind up here?
So I originally come from the Gauteng side, and there I was in the poultry industry, and I actually got offered a job down here in Stanford, and I was really like, Stanford, and I Googled it, and it's even called the village.
Yeah, not a town.
No, it's a village.
It's a village, yeah. It's a dorp at best.
Yes. So I decided to move down here, and once down here, I actually heard about Honeybee Heroes, and they.
Oh, so you had another job down here before you came to Honeybee Heroes?
With the chickens.
All right.
And then I heard about Honeybee Heroes and their different initiatives, and I just absolutely fell in love, especially with the Women in Beekeeping program.
Yeah, tell us about that.
So we just want to go out and help previously disadvantaged women, give them the skills to become beekeepers. But we've taken it a step further because we know in South Africa we have a very high unemployment rate. But also with that, a lot of our individuals don't have enough skills, so they're kind of unemployable as well.
Yeah, there's no work they can find other than like being a domestic or mopping floors or something like that.
Exactly. So now we want to provide them with extra skills, so not just beekeeping skills, but so let's say if they want to become entrepreneurs,
they learn some management skills and planning and production.
Exactly.
Well,
and
smart.
some computer literacy skills too.
Oh, well, that's essential in this world.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and they'll also be learning how to make candles, beeswax candles. So maybe if the beekeeping is not so much for them, maybe they enjoy the candle making side of things. And they'll also be learning how to make the hives. So they kind of understand the inner workings of a hive, the bee space that they need to consider when they're beekeepers. And maybe that's something they enjoy construction, like the woodwork.
So how does that work? Because I mean, I don't see any of those ladies around here right now. Do they come in as a training group or a cohort, or is it like an internship, or do they just come here when there's a surge in work? How does it work?
So what we will do is, like, if we have got a sponsor, so we need to sponsor a lady.
Okay.
We will.
So you can sponsor a person, not just a hive.
Yes, you can do that too.
Okay.
I think it's 30,000 Rand a year to sponsor a lady, and then we will put her through our beekeeping training program. There we will do.
Sorry, but that's about $1,500 US. So it's not that much.
Oh, okay.
It's a fortune to some folks, but in the scheme of things, especially in America, that's not a lot of cash.
Yeah, it's for a whole year of training. So and she'll go through all of those different things. And with that, she'll also be given a stipend so that she can at least provide something for her family.
That makes sense.
And then with that too, off her hive, she will be given 20 hives to co-care. And from that, she can also get a honey bonus at the end of the year. So
what's a honey bonus?
That
sounds, I don't know. Okay, guys. Okay, I've been searching desperately for Burmeister over here. So, I mean, is that the honey bonus?
Actual honey bonus. So the honey that comes off her hive, she will be compensated for that at the end of the year. So she has an incentive to make sure that her bees are doing well.
Ah, see, that's clever. See, what you're describing is skin in the game. That's the phrase we use in America. It's something I've said about South Africa for a long time, is that instead of giving equity stakes to people in a small group, they should have put it into a national sovereign wealth fund. And then every South African, especially based on need, would get a payout from it. And they go, I made this much from steers. I made this much from Eskom. I made this much from Freedom of Moon. I made this much from Honeybee, well, not Honeybee Heroes, but Honey House. And that makes you an ownership society, which is the Austrian School of Economics, in case you're not familiar with it. But anyway, no, but that sounds wonderful. I mean, so I would imagine, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I would imagine that those who go through this program really have a serious incentive to do well, because it could profit them in the end.
100%. And also we will test them as well, not and that will also be on the incentive. They can also get different brackets there. So if they actually go and participate, that's mainly what I'm looking at, is making sure that they do participate and willingness. Then they can actually end up in a higher bracket and earn a little bit more.
Now, do you have a limited number of ladies you could accommodate for this, or I mean, if somebody like we got like Koos Becker to kick in some money, from this, if he sponsored 100 women, that's probably too many to take. But I mean, do you have an absorptive capacity? How many you can take on each year?
We could probably take on just about 5 ladies now. We're also currently looking for a vehicle. We desperately need a vehicle to be able to transport the ladies, because they are
located far away.
Yes, and in rural areas. Because also what we do try and do is when we have landowner agreements, when we go put our hives out, we ask the farmers if there are any ladies that are married to any of their workers that are just sitting at home
looking for something to do.
Yes, so then we try and target them specifically. So they're quite out.
So I mean, if someone were to donate a vehicle to help out, what's the best idea? A bucky or a combi, or I mean, what's the best in transport?
It would definitely be like a bucky. Okay. Probably like, I know we're going to get like specific now, but like a double cab.
Yeah, no, it's quite all right. I mean, there might be some Richie Rich out there that wants to help out. It's great. Not me. I don't have that kind of money, but.
So just and also with obviously 4x4 capabilities, because we need to get them
out.
So
a combi is not the right answer.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, you'll use that vehicle in the hives as well. I thought it would be just to transport them there.
Okay. But also it would take them to their hives, and also during our rainy season, I definitely put my 4x4 skills to the test, and we often actually get stuck. So we wouldn't be able to use a normal.
You're not supposed to admit that. Farmers never say they get stuck. They're just delayed.
Yeah, there we go. I like that.
You've been delayed.
Been delayed.
So I can picture wheels spinning. All right. So what has been the most rewarding aspect of what you've been doing, and how long have you been doing this with Honeybee Heroes?
So I've been with Honeybee Heroes now for 3 years. And it's definitely been the most rewarding part of it, also on our consumer education side, is just seeing like the light switch come on in people, like realizing, oh, bees are actually incredible.
They are. They're amazing.
Not just
people are afraid of them.
Yes.
Like snakes.
When they are that mindset, you can see that mindset shift when you're going through.
But when they first arrive.
Yes. They're like, oh, they're not so keen on this. But when they walk out.
I like when bees crawl across my hands or my arm. I have no problem with that.
Yes, exactly. Like I always remind people, if a bee, just don't swat them. She didn't get the memo that she's not allowed to hit back.
That's kind of aggressive behavior on your part. So you can expect, And the thing is that you might get that one bee, but she's got a lot of friends.
Exactly, yes. And once she's
and they're like kamikaze pilots. They sacrifice their lives to make you
pay. For the good of for the colony.
And when they give up that stinger, then that tears off the torso, and that's the end of that bee.
Yes.
But that just shows you, and let's talk about that. I want to get the honey in a second, and some of the values of honey and why it's important. But the thing about bees is that we're talking about the ultimate in teamwork. You got a queen, and people think, well, the queen, she rules. She doesn't rule. She reproduces. Yes. And you correct me on any of this, of course. And then you've got workers who do so much. And you got people guarding the entrance to the hive. You've got crews establishing comb, and then and putting all the food in there and bringing the pollen. And you've also got drones who have responsibility too to fertilize the queen, among other things. That's really their only function, I think. Yeah, not among other things. They're studs. That's it. And it's one time, and then that's it for that drone. So you got lucky once, buddy. Yeah. Just once.
It's so good they die.
No, but you were talking earlier, we were discussing this, and you said at some point when conditions and the available resources aren't sufficient, the workers push the drones out and leave them out, push them out to die.
Yeah, so they'll starve them and so get them weak and push them out, and then they unfortunately don't make it.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
But the point is, it's a team working together for a common good, and everybody has a role, and they all execute. If someone fails, then the hive collapses.
100%. And that's kind of also why, like I said, I love the honeybee as a mascot for community, because I feel as people, that's how we should be. We need to work for the good of each other, or for the benefit of each other.
Well, I don't disagree. So let's shift to the honey a little bit here. Okay, so the thing about honey, and again, I stand on correction, so please get me. Honey's amazing. They've dug up Egyptian sarcophagi in the pyramids and found honey that's been there for 5,000 years, and it's edible.
100%.
It's edible. This is an amazing substance that bees create, and they're the only insect that's domesticated. Essentially, we consider them domesticated, and they're invaluable to us, pollinating crops, producing honey, producing the comb for the wax for us. But honey also has some medicinal purposes, doesn't it? As a natural, is it antioxidant maybe, or does it have
Yes, it's got antimicrobial and
There you go.
antibacterial
Okay.
properties. So it's great. You can also put it on wounds. It's very sticky. I'd rather use a propolis ointment.
Yeah, but in a pinch,
But yes, yeah, if you got that, it's great. And also it's great to put in like cough syrups and that type of thing too. I'll never forget, honey was always one of those, the main component of my grandmother's cough mixture syrups.
Was it now?
Yes.
Well, I don't like
Just
cough
added-
syrup, so
made
I'd
it a
rather have the
little bit
honey.
better. It wasn't great, but it helped get it done. With a teaspoon of sugar gets the medicine.
Yeah. Well,
done.
a teaspoon of honey makes it go better, though.
Yes, exactly.
Sugar's one thing, but because it's granulated, but honey is smooth. It slides
Yes.
down. I really like to put honey in my rooibos tea. Is that pretty common? Do people do that?
Yes, so especially our fynbos honey is great in rooibos tea. It's, yeah, I remember my grandparents also used to do that all the time.
Wow. Now, you were born in KZN, but just there briefly. So she's a Sharks fan, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh, I just don't know what happens here. Anyway, we're in Stormers country, and we got a Sharks fan. But anyway, but then you grew up in Gauteng, but you did go to family farms growing up in the summertime, yes?
Yes, that's true. Yeah, so we went to Hopetown in Northern Cape. But that would actually just be for winter time because it was a game farm. So yeah, it's hunting season there. But yeah, that really grew my love for nature. And then summer times we would be in Free State in Vicksburg.
Okay.
So yeah, completely different worlds.
It is very different. But now you're back to nature. You're back with something you love and enjoy
Yes.
doing. Is there fulfillment? I mean, can people go to the website and order? I love that polo. I couldn't get one. I tried. Love that polo. Can they order that stuff? The feldskern, is that on your website? And the honey, can all that be ordered on the website, or is it just an information website?
No, you can also, you'll find our online store there. We're a wholesaler for Honey House. So you'll find all the honey products there too, along with the feldskern.
All right, now, but not clothing yet.
No, not clothing yet, but we're going to get there.
That's a tough field to get into because the margins are very slim, but people always want it, so you almost have to do it.
Yeah, and sizes causes.
Yeah, that can be a problem too. So the thing about honey is, in America we have to be careful. I'm not so sure it happens to all that, but it's not quite to the degree we have it, and it's not misleading. But a lot of people don't know better because they don't understand bees and honey. But you want to make sure you buy raw honey. Yes. You want to buy actual honey because we get a lot of honey sold in supermarkets in America that's adulterated. That's nothing to do with marriage and infidelity. Okay, just so you know, it means it's been altered, and usually is with high fructose corn syrup or something like that. It's mixed in, which dilutes the honey, and it's also doesn't have the same properties. It's not as good. But a lot of people grow up with that and don't know the difference. And when they taste raw honey for the first time, like, wow,
yeah, incredible stuff.
It is. So I mean, that's not such an issue here in South Africa, is it, with adulterated honey?
No, not so much, but we do need to just make sure that we are buying raw honey because there are honeys that have been imported, and they would have been filtrated or gone through like gamma rays and things like that to kill all the natural goodness in the honey, like your pollen molecules and the enzymes and things like that, which actually that's all got the health benefits in it. So you need to buy the raw honey to make sure that you have those benefits.
Now, the reason I mentioned the adulterate is because that means that typically honey can be sold at a much lower price. And so when people go on the grocery shelf, say in America, and they see a jar of honey, and I'll just pick a figure, $3, and then next to it they say raw honey, it's $12.
Yeah,
they get sticker shock, but there's a reason why it costs so much less. It's not the same item.
100%. Also, I don't know if you know this, but it takes 12 worker bees to make 1 teaspoon of honey in their entire lifespan. And on average, they live for about 40 days. So honey it's very special.
So on this table with this small amount of honey, that represents the work of many, many bees over their brief lifetime.
100%.
Wow. Well, listen, Tamar, is there anything you'd like to share with the audience to tell them maybe about Honeybee Heroes, if they can support it, what they can do if they want to help out? Or, maybe just about honey, or I don't know. Nothing about the sharks, though, okay?
Okay.
But I'll give you a chance to talk to the audience real quick.
Awesome. Thank you. So, if you can just go check out our website. We do have a donate button there. If you can donate any amount, would be greatly appreciated. It would go to our various initiatives. We have bee schools, too, where we like to go out and visit the kids and explain the importance of pollinators and their role in maintaining biodiversity. So that's one of our initiatives. We also have a Trees for Bees initiative,
That
I
sounds
think-
interesting.
Yes, so we're just you can go and actually adopt a tree and we can go plant it out just to make sure that there's enough forage for the bees. There's our adopt a hive. If you're feeling a little bit more like you want to go a little bit more like hands-on, well, not hands-on, but want to go a step further, you can even adopt a micro apiary or a full apiary of 20 hives.
Or you can sponsor one of these ladies.
100%, yes. So there's various things you can do.
All right, folks, from somewhere near Stanford in an undisclosed location, not under the brick and steel of an undisclosed building, but inside the honey house, I'm Chris, and this is Tamara with Honeybee Heroes. God bless and have a good day. Cheers, everybody.
Bye.
Now you're opening this what's known as a hive tool,
Yes, that is correct.
which is very useful. You can do many things with it.
Yes. Also, if you do lose your hive tool, you can use a screwdriver too.
Yeah, but it's not quite as handy.
No. So that's just because the bees have stuck everything down in the hive with propolis. It's a bee glue. They don't want anything to move around. It's also great to stop if they have there's a draft inside the hive. They will go and pull that up so they can prevent that. So this top box is the super. Super is Latin for above, and this is.
So you're pulling individual frame there.
Yeah, at the moment, so I'm just trying to. We've got like invaders in here, and I want to just get rid of them.
What, wasp or something like that?
Wax moth.
Wax
They're
moth.
larvae.
They're bad news.
They are.